Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Danny's Toy Box. Hope everybody's doing good on this Saturday evening. I had a pretty good day myself. Got out and about for a little while and hit a couple of stores. Hit Target, Hobby Lobby, the local Goodwill, 'cause I find stuff like, actually the subject of this video, found that at Goodwill. And I hit Ross as well. And for myself, it was a bust. The only figures that I saw at Target were the Deadpool movie, or Deadpool 3 Blade, and the new G.I. Joe's anniversary soldier. I forgot what he was, but you know, the one with all the weapons and the got the RPG. I'm sorry, but I'm not paying $42 for just a figure and a bunch of weapons. Excuse me. So I decided not to get anything, but I got a bunch of cool stuff for Karen. You know, my wife, she loves dragons, and I found a whole bunch of cool dragons for her. Some statues and some plastic dragons that look pretty wicked. I've actually got one just over this away on my work table here because his wings were kind of folded over and she wanted them more out. So give you a little spin. You can see his legs sticking out there. I got his wings flat underneath two boxes to kind of flatten them out for her. It'll take a couple days. What I got set up here is basically Hawk telling the Joes that they need air transport. So he's got Airborne, Roadblock, Rock and Roll, Covergirl, and Grunt, who are the only soldiers who can be spared because they're not on missions in my storyline. So he's like, all right, Joes, I need this put back together. I need it put back together soon. And until Wild Bill shows up, Airborne's the pilot. So, I know I've shown you guys this before. You get a better view here. This is that helicopter I got at Goodwill a while back. I'll flip it around. And when I got it, it was just a flat gray. So I got this pretty good military looking green paint and painted the whole thing. As you can see here, I've added some stickers on the inside. Breaker here, Scarlet here, Cobra Commander, another copter there. And I did the same thing on the other piece. Communication there, not so much of a shine. Communications equipment on that side as well, not only there, but right there. And that wasn't the only paint job I did on this. As you can see, the other pieces here, the canopy, rotors, tail rotor here, gunnery chair here. Still got to do some paint work on that, paint the bullets and such. But I figured it was time to put this thing back together. And I don't think I'm going to record myself doing it because that will be pretty much just recording a bunch of frustration and foul language, and you guys don't need to hear that. So I'm going to leave it right here. You know, Hawk telling the Joes, all right, get this thing back together as quick as you can. We've got missions we need you guys to fly out. So I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to slap this guy back together, and I'll get right back to you. Hey guys, thought I'd just give you an update on how things are going with this. I'm a little ways through it. The team has already gotten a pretty good amount done. Got both wheels done on this side, plus the gun here piece of the engine up here. This is for the hook. Currently Roadblock's holding it up. Well, Rock and Roll gives CoverGirl a boost to tighten in the rotor. Well, Airborne and Grunt are taking the other piece of the engine and the other wheel for the other side of the helicopter. Alright, work continues steadily. Won't take me much longer to get it done. Stay tuned. Alright, another update. We're on the other side of the helicopter now. Rock and Roll at the tail end. Roadblock there holding it up. But we have run into a slight speed bump. Let me get a little closer here. If you look at that gun, there are no holes there. There are no ports for blast effects. So before I throw that on the helicopter, grab my drill and drill in a couple of blast effects real quick. Alright, that's where I'm at right now. You'll see more in a minute. Whoops, I hit the button. Alright, the issue with the blast ports is now taken care of. And I just gotta scrape that off a little bit. Regular G.I. Joe classified blast effects will shoot out of this now. Probably just put a little paint on it after I throw it on. And that's good to go. Alright, time to throw this on and start getting this thing into one piece. Well, it's all together. I still have a couple of screws to put in it. As you can see, there's still a couple of pieces that need to be added on. And I thought I'd turn the camera back on so you can see the little sweetheart in the background. Hoppers. Gonna come over and say hi? Gonna come over and say hi? Or are you just gonna sit and watch? Yep, she's gonna sit and watch. Alright, well the Joes are gonna get back to work, and I'll have more for you in just a moment. Well, I'm doing the finishing touches on the copter, and look who decided to stop by. Oh, yeah, that's a great side of you, Hope. She decided she didn't want to sit there in the chair and stare at me anymore. Yeah, she's sniffing all over. I threw treats up here for the cats earlier today, and she's sniffing around for them, but I scooped the rest of them up and put them in their dry food bowl. What you doing, little girl? BB. Hi. You come over and say hello? Here, let me put the helicopter down. I'll bring it over here a little bit. Whoop. And there she goes. Yep, she knocks one thing over and she freaks. Well, as it stands right now, it's almost done. I just have to put in the slide for this thing, and I forgot how it goes in. So I might just leave it out for now. Besides, I have to paint this anyway. Bullets are going to need to get painted. Maybe do some a dry wash on a little bit of this. And, oh, there's another thing right there. Got to take and put blast ports on those guns as well. And I got the right size drill so that the G.I. Joe classified blast effects will fit in that. That's going to be a little bit smaller work, though. But yeah, I'll be easily be able to do that. So if you give me a minute, I'm going to see if I can't get this in one more time, because I don't remember exactly how to do it, because it's supposed to slide in and out. I might have kitty hair sticking off of that. I might have made a mistake in not putting this in while slapping this together. But if so, that's all right, because it's going to be pretty much troop transport anyway. So almost done here. Yeah, sorry if this is a little bit of a sloppy video, guys. Just figured I would spare you the boring stuff, slapping it together and moving it around and knocking stuff over like so and so. All right, Joe's out of the way. And for the whoop. Might as well just unloop it all the way. There we go. Now this thing I got for like $2-3 at Goodwill. Now it doesn't want to snap in there. There we go. I think. Yep, there we go. And rock and roll got hit. All right, let's see here. No, it's definitely no Dragonfly copter. But, you know, like I always say, I'm a collector on a budget. And this isn't too bad to hold a few Joes and, you know, give it the look like it can carry more than it actually does. Now, I have, kind of back up a little bit here, Joes. I also have stickers, different decals for, you know, caution, exhaust, and the G.I. Joe logo as well, and the U.S. flags. I'm going to go grab those real quick, and that's the one thing with living with cats. You're going to get cat hair all over everything. Yeah, I had to go grab a different screwdriver for this because these holes here were pretty deep and my go-to didn't fit. Also, and here's where I discovered that. Right here, where I tried it with this first, that didn't work, so I went and got my mini tool kit, which isn't that big, but it has a smaller Phillips head on it. Well, it scraped along here, and I scraped off some paint. It kind of sucks, but oh well. I can add it to battle damage. As far as all this stuff here, I might do a little bit with that, you know, get a little bit more detailed in there. And actually, it kind of works with how the paint's scraped off here, and I think I see a little bit here, and I saw some on the back here, because it just gives it the look of use. But whoop, just caught CoverGirl right in the face. There goes your moneymaker. Do some little details here, you know, and canopy opens like so. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any controls, but I'm going to work on that, see what I can find to add to this. And I can also, you know, put control surfaces up there for when the canopy's closed. And even though he doesn't have his gear on, which is good because he won't fit with his backpack on, of the members of the Joes that I have in, you know, Multiverse, my Multiverse, which is Multiverse number 72273. Wild Bill has not appeared yet. So my Joe pilots are Airborne and Hawk. If you go by the Real American Hero version, it wasn't like in the cartoon where everybody could fly a jet. Of course, I suppose being an elite unit, everybody would probably have to. But with the group that I have, that would fall to Airborne. That's the thing, is I gotta find the right way to wedge him in here. I'd say something like that. And then have his helmet on with his, he's got the microphone coming off the side, so see, he'll fit in there. And I can fit several Joels in here. This also has, let me pop it through this way. Has a lowerable ramp. So that's pretty cool. Does have some, this bit lights up. It has alarms and sounds. I don't know. No, I took the batteries out. I took the batteries out when I painted it. It's got the sky hook here. Cannon on this side, which would shoot rockets. Didn't come with any rockets, but I have blast effects that will fit in there. So I'm going to pause the camera for a couple minutes, guys. I'm going to go get those stickers and decide what's going to go on. So I'll be back in a minute. Well, as it turns out, I don't have quite as much as I thought. Pretty much everything I have besides this here is more computer stuff like this here and this. This is the only stuff that really leans towards G.I. Joe. So I'm looking at this stuff here. And I'm thinking maybe just one. Yeah, I think maybe just one or both of them. Just one, yeah, I might just do one like right here. If they were the same, I'd do it across both sides. But, you know, just one little thing there. Maybe put the U.S. flag up here by, put it up here by Airborne. Something like that, either on this side or the other side. But here it is with... Thought I was going to bust the hell out of my fingers, but I finally got the brace in here that holds this thing in there, because I forgot you're supposed to pop it in there as you're putting the copter back together. And you can actually fit a classified figure in here. He's going to be smushed, but you can fit one in there. So I'll slap those stickers on and give like a final showing of this. Yeah, thanks for bearing with me. I'll be back in a moment, guys. Okay, here we go. Hawk and Duke have shown up to see the copter all put back together. As it turns out, I only had really 2 stickers to add to it. You know, the American flag right here and the G.I. Joe sticker right here. Because the other G.I. Joe one was... the letters were black instead of white, and it didn't match, you know. I just guess I'm going to have to do a little shopping on some of my friends' site on eBay and get me some more stickers so that I can spruce this up a bit more. And there's going to be little spots here and there that I'll take and do some paint on, like right in here. These vents here, I think on both sides. I screwed up. I was going to drill the holes into these barrels, and the drill slipped. I scraped a good chunk of the side here on this right barrel. I just kind of trimmed off what I could and just slapped a little bit of paint on it so it won't be real noticeable. But I have other blast effects that actually fit on. They have little divots in them and they can fit onto the barrel, so that'll work. But I've got one here. If you gentlemen will stand back, and lady, Roblox is very proud of the job they did. Alright, so we got a working sky hook here. There's also another hook on the bottom of the copter. Rock and roll can sit in here. I'll do a close-up for you. Let me put a little light on the subject. You can see him in there now. He's kind of squished in there, and I really kind of had to twist him to get him to sit in there. But he will, this does extend out. Sorry, rock and roll. You're really about to bang your head. So it extends out. And this was, I know this was built for 3 3/4 inch figures, but it still looks pretty good. And pop back in. There's hole here for blast port, because I believe that fired a rocket, but it didn't come with it. I got these. Oh, I got to paint these over too. Get rid of that bit there. And yeah, this is looking a bit blah. There's nothing there, so I'll paint some metal in here for these rails. You know, some gunmetal gray or something like that. Do the same thing for the vents here, and maybe little bits and parts here and there as well. You know, like there's this vent right here up by the rotor on the opposite side. Slap a little gunmetal gray for the vents on that. And as I go along, I'll think of other little bits and pieces I can add to it. But like I said, it's not a Dragonfly helicopter. But whoop, about to break rock and roll's neck here. For under $5, not that bad. He's all twisted now. I gotta reposition him. Yeah, he's resisting just a little bit. Yeah, like I said, this isn't made for 6-inch figures, but if you can make it work, you can make it work. And clearly I'm making it work. Kind of a duck to get in, but now you take grunts and right up the hatch they go. Maybe ducking a little bit, but yeah, not a bad job. Not my greatest, but it'll do. I've got a few other things to take and show too. I might make another video tonight. I'm not sure. And sorry about how spotty this was, because I was doing housework at the same time. So, you know, I paused for a bit while I was working on this, and then do some stuff, work on this, go back and forth that. And I think the longest pause was because any of you out there know what sciatica pain feels like. I got a massive cramp in my leg, and I had to pace the apartment for about 10 minutes to get the cramp out. So, yeah, getting old sucks, don't it? But that's why we do stuff like this, to make it a little more enjoyable. Excuse me, a little sip of tea there. But yeah, this is pretty cool, I would say. I'll have to put some black on there to match that up too. I just noticed that. But like I said, it's just putting it back together. Want to see how it looked after the paint job. And this thing has sat for months, because I think I painted this back in the summertime. The rotor doesn't spin loose. That one does. This one's a little tight, but that's all right. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, it's still a work in progress, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, imagine this thing hanging up in the air for my my forest scene, where the big rock is, because I think that's what I'll do. Is I know I kind of tell my stories backwards, forwards, sideways. It's just whatever part of it strikes me to take and share, you know, and what I have time and energy to do. But yeah, you know, have all the Joes from there piling in on this one. But of course, they're not all going to fit, so we'll just do like a Snoopy's doghouse effect. Yeah. So this ain't bad. Like I said, still a few things I got to finish up on it. Wait for that paint to dry. Pop this back out and paint these bullets. And little other itty bitty stuff that'll add to it. Like right here along these buttons. Grunt just fell over. When I spray painted it, I put a piece of tape over it because these are the buttons for the sound effects, and I didn't want to screw it up. So I don't mind having the sound effects work. I think it'd be kind of cool. So yeah, like I said, not a HasLab Dragonfly, but something that'll work, and it'll look pretty cool in scenes, especially with the right camera angles and the right way of storytelling. So I think that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for hanging out to the end. I know I kind of did it in a weird way tonight, but I didn't want to add in all the fumbling and cursing and all that crap. Well, again, thanks for stopping by. Any comments, any questions, all that. You guys know I love to talk, so got anything to say, let me know. All right, well, you guys have a good evening. I might throw another one in on here before I go to bed. I'm not sure. So we will talk to you soon. Stay creative and stay kind.